Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to Greymane Gaming. Thank you for joining me once again on our Wednesday version of Dreamlight Valley. Yeah, it is the middle of the week once again. Oh, it comes so fast, and hopefully it goes just as fast. I'm not a big Wednesday person. I mean, it is just one of those days where I just want to get it over with and get on to Friday. And Friday's coming. Friday this week is the first day of spring, so enjoy your last 2 days of winter while you got them. It's warming up here, a little bit colder right now. It's about 20 degrees out, but warming up slowly, and the snow is just about gone. This is like prime time when you get a huge snowstorm here in upstate New York. And you get ready for spring. You start taking out the spring stuff, and the yard jazz and all that. Whatever you put in your yard for spring. We have two giant aluminum roosters that we put out in the front yard, and they're sitting out in the workshop right now, waiting to come out for spring. So when the ground starts to soften up, that's when you start putting that stuff out, and then you get hit with a giant snowstorm. So that's kind of what I expect, but we'll see. So I'm going to enjoy the last 2 days of winter, and then go into a new season. So let's see. Wednesday, what did we do? Allie and I watched almost all of the second season of One Piece last night. She had to work. She's been working a lot of overtime at the hospital, but she got home about 3 in the morning, which is, I can't believe I'm awake right now. It is around 10:30, and so she got home at 3 a.m. She went in at 3, so she worked a 12-hour shift at the hospital. But we decided that we're gonna, it's hard to go straight to bed when you get done work, especially if you're working in some place like a hospital. You get kind of, riled up. Whatever you're doing, you're just always active, and like your body's like, and it's hard to calm down. So when she gets home, it's not like straight to bed. It's not like you walk in the door, it's like, oh, it's 3 a.m., let's go to bed. No, you're usually up till 6, and that's the case. So I wait for her to get home, and we'll have something to probably eat or drink or whatnot, and then we'll watch some TV or something just to, let her calm herself down, or let her, get into the sleep routine. But so we decided to watch. We have been watching the second season of One Piece, but last night we picked up another episode to watch. We're about halfway through. I love that show. I don't know if you've seen it or if you've read the comic or anything like that. It's a great, no matter how you look at it. I think I was actually reading that One Piece, the comic, has actually, or the books, the comics, it has actually either come close or beaten Harry Potter. So that's quite impressive. That's quite impressive. Um, I was telling Allie that I got a feel for it. Like it's kind of like Harry Potter, right? It has that vibe to it. There's a lot of similarities that are ingrained in One Piece. And I'm not going to do any spoilers for it, but I'm just going to say that there are some things that you see, like the flying, the albatrosses instead of the owls that fly around and they deliver mail. These little like nods to the Harry Potter world. What else was there? There's a couple things that I noticed. Like one of the kids has the round glasses like Harry Potter has, and something else. I forget what else, but I was like, this is kind of like Harry. It's like pirates for Harry Potter, or Harry Potter's about wizards, and of course One Piece is about pirates, about them trying to find the treasure, the One Piece treasure, and Monkey D. Luffy, that's his name, wanting to be the king of the pirates. That's the whole goal of the show. So We find it very entertaining, and it's a good show. It's fun. It's fun. So if you haven't watched it yet, it's on Netflix, and we're having fun with it. We don't watch a lot of TV anymore. We have a lot of work and stuff that we do, but I don't watch a ton of TV. I am excited, however. I did see the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day came out, I think today, I think this morning. And I just watched it. And I'm a big Spider-Man fan. My grandma used to take me to the supermarket every Saturday. And I was so excited whenever they'd have a brand new Spider-Man comic out. They always had them out, about once a month. This is in the old days when it wasn't, it was like, you had one comic, and it wasn't like there wasn't like 10 variations like the Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man, the Man Called Spider-Man. The one that had now they have like I think 20 versions of Spider-Man comics. No, we had one, and it was the Amazing Spider-Man. And then they started coming out with like the Spectacular Spider-Man. That whole deal. But this was the early days. Well, not early days, but this was before the whole, bandwagon of multiple versions of titles, right? When you had your Batman, you had Detective Comics. That's what you had. When you had the Incredible Hulk, you didn't have, you know what I'm saying, right? So this looks very close to like the old comic book days. In fact, I was watching the trailer, and there's one scene in the trailer, and I think it's at 2 minutes and 8 seconds if you're watching the actual trailer, the release trailer, that looks like a Spider-Man pose off of a comic book. It's really cool, and I thought it was really good. And I'm liking the fact that there are the new villains that are in it. I like the Punisher. He's kind of like he's an anti-hero, right? He's not a villain, but he can be seen as a villain. We got Scorpion. And a couple of the costumes in it are a little wonky. I don't really care for a few of the villain costumes. They seem a little bit plain. If you remember, like the Scorpion in comic books, he was green and he had a scorpion tail, and he's just cool looking. Not so much. He has the tail, but just not so much like the comic anymore. So I guess they have to, they have to try to make it somewhat, modern. So that is Brand New Day. I'm not really big on the Marvel movies anymore because it's kind of like AI slop, isn't it? They were putting them out like left and right. You'd see a movie, then you see it on TV on Disney Plus, and then it just kept on like whipping them out like one after the other, and it got to the point where it's like too much. They seem to have kind of slowed down now, but we do have Doomsday coming out at the end of the year, and we do have, and I think this is what is going to be setting up that movie. So I'm excited to see them both. So we will see how they are, but it looks great so far. Anyway, let us do our thing for today here in Dreamlight Valley. We are going to go look at the shop, then we're going to do the premium shop, and we're going to read a couple of, I think we have some comments. Let's read the comments now. We got Brenda McBride. Brenda says, hi, Gray. Now, hello, Brenda. Hope you're doing well. Brenda is one of the people that have been with us since the beginning, since we started this channel. What has it been, 3 years now? 3 years ago. Oh, man. I've been doing this way too long. It has changed, right? I mean, AI has taken over YouTube, so I don't do as many videos, and, it's just not as, I don't know. I don't know the right word. I don't want to say lucrative, because that means that you're trying to make money off of the channel. I'm not. It's just not as, AI just has flooded it. So if you think about AI and what it's done to YouTube, there's a lot of YouTube content creators who are quitting because their content is not being seen anymore because AI has been flooding the YouTube community and taking away their views. So it's happened to this channel too. We have dropped in views and stuff, but I'm just a person who doesn't really care about views. Fortunately, I'm one of those people that I don't really do it for views or subscribers or anything like that. I just do it because I have a big guilty streak when it comes to animals, and if I don't get on here at least once a week and talk about dogs and cats, I feel like I've let them down. So that's my whole purpose. That's my whole purpose. So it's not about lining my pockets with, YouTube money. That's for sure. But it is kind of hard for other content creators because AI has dominated everything, right? It has. I was just talking to one of my friends about this the other night, that AI has just dominated every field from writing to YouTube to, and it's not a bad thing. People see AI as a bad thing. I know that we go to like a lot of places and people are saying, "Oh, that's just AI slop in the video, AI slop, AI." It is, but you know what? I think they were talking about future video games having what they term AI slop in them. But the thing is they look so much better. The problem is that AI is not always consistent. So if you're looking at a video game character, you can see it one way, and then like a few minutes later, you'll see it totally different. Though that's the problem with AI, is that it's not very consistent, and it's really bad at hands. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm not unhappy with it. The YouTube channel is going to be what it's going to be, and I'm just going to keep on doing it the way that I've always done it, and that is what we're doing today, right now. So let us go and check out Scrooge's shop. Let's see what we have here. Over on the corner, we got looks like a lime-colored nightshirt, 1200. That's a lot of cannolis, as my grandfather would say.
Just so you know, I've got some new goods at the store.
Well, thank you, Scrooge. All right, you tell me this every time I come in here. All right. Do we have anything new? Do we have anything new, Scrooge? So far, no. Have all this. Okay, we're good to go. I don't need a dress, at least not today. Nothing here. We have a sofa. Nope. I think I have all this stuff. Oh, man, it stinks when you own everything. Oh, look, I don't have a lamp. Or, yeah, this sconce. Lady and the Tramp Edwardian wall sconce. Something I don't own. All right, now I do.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
It's pretty great how nice you are to everyone.
Well, I was reading comments, wasn't I? See, this is how my mind works. It travels from one place to the other. And so we said hello to Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Brenda says hi, Gray and all. Hope you're having a good day, Brenda. We've got Red K. Red K says that would have backfired on me because I would have quit playing the game, talking about Jedi Star Wars Outlaws. I have done it before. I loved the walkthrough walls cheat because I didn't want to battle everyone who looked at me. Also, some you could avoid by walking to the farthest direction from the person and they wouldn't see you. The rotating NPCs you can easily bypass if they see you. I would turn off, or if they see you, I would just turn off my game and try again. Okay. That's the main reason why I turn off autosave. It's in the newest Pokemon games. Oh! I would also overlevel my Pokemon. Oh, right on. Is that the new one for the Switch 2? What is it called? Pokemon. So I saw that. I was gonna pick it up, but I decided not to because I really don't have time for it. But I might pick it up. I might pick it up for the Switch 2. Pink Rose. Hello, Pink Rose. Pink Rose says, "Oh yeah, we got snow this weekend. Did you?" We got a little bit. We got a tiny bit of snow this past weekend. This weekend, I don't know what it's going to look like this coming weekend. Pink Rose says, "Good Tuesday morning, Gray. I hope all is well and pups get adopted." Me too. It's always the goal here on the channel is to get pups adopted. We're going to be talking about them in a second. Have a magical day. Thank you, Pink Rose. You have one as well. That's the comments for today. We're going to send them to the OK list. Approved list. All right, let's look at the premium shop for this week. We're going to go do it. And premium shop, we have got today, we've got Tangled Watering Can. There you go. For $1,500. We've got the Giselle costume for $1,750. I've never seen those. They may have already been here. I don't know. I don't pay attention. We've got the Lavish Lilac Cottage for $3,000. We got the Garden Party Mini for I already own it, so it would cost you $2,500. We've got Alice's Curious Labyrinth Bundle, which would cost you $2,000 for that. We've got the Fairy Flower Garden, very cute, very cute. That's $1,500. The Casita Wall Set, $1,750. We've got the New Orleans. You ever heard people that are from that that area? They're like, it's not New Orleans, it's New Orleans. New Orleans. It's like one word. It's like one word. If you're from like Louisiana or that area, it's like one word. It's not like us up here. Well, at least me up here in the Northeast. We say New Orleans. We kind of drag it out a little bit. It's probably wrong, but if you hear someone from Louisiana or that area, it's like Nolans. I'm from Nolans. It's like one word. That is the New Orleans Nolans gazebo for $1,500. We got the Parks Magical Set, and that would run you $1,200. The Garden Fairy Flower Bundle for $750. The Blooming Flower $1,750. The Spring Flower something, and I can't really read that because it blends so well with Spring Flower Fest Ensemble. There we go. It looks wonderful on me. Look at this. Look, I don't have hairy shoulders. We got the Green Flapper Ensemble for $1,500. Limited time deals, 20% off of the Dreamlight Figment Topiary. We have 10% off the Floating Floral Inflatable, 10% off the Butterfly Topiary. We have got Recommended Triangle House Bundle for $3,000, Celebration Moana $2,500, Agrabah Market Set $1,750, Bell's Cottage $3,750, Jungle House $3,000, Leafy Cottage House $3,000, and today we do have a free bonus gift. Let's check it out. And free, yeah, what did we get? It looks like it's 150 moonstones. All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. And that is all for this week. Until next week, we will have a new premium shop reset. All right, everyone. Let us go. We've done comments. We've done the shop. Let's go to the pups on X and see if we can get some animals adopted. Please make sure you're sharing these if you're on X. Just go to my page and repost. They need homes, and they need families, loving, responsible, and I use that word very, very heavily. Responsible home. You got to be a responsible owner. Having an animal, having a pet is like having a child. I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna say it's the same thing. I've raised both children. I've got three kids, and I have dogs. I've got 3 dogs. That's just a coincidence. Yeah, it's not the same, but it is kind of the same shared responsibility that you're responsible for another life, no matter. It's a beating heart, no matter if it's a child. I mean, I'm not going to say that. I don't want people to say, oh, great, you're saying that a dog is the same as a child? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's your responsibility is the same. All right, so don't put words in my mouth or won't be happy with you. No, it's not the same. I understand that. I know the difference between raising a child and raising a dog, but I'm just saying your responsibility is still there for both. One is just the same as the other. You have a responsibility. So please be a responsible person. Make sure if you do get an animal, if you have a new dog or cat to the family, please make sure that you spay and neuter them because it's their babies. Cats have a ton of kittens. If you ever read the statistics on one cat and its lifetime, if it's left out in the wild to just roam and breed, and if you've ever read what one cat can do when it comes to cat population, your jaw would drop. I'm telling you, go read it, go look it up on Google. Leaving one cat unaltered to roam your neighborhood, go see how many kittens that cat will produce in a lifetime. It is insane because one cat will produce how many kittens, and then those kittens will produce how many kittens, and then all those kittens will produce how. It's just astounding how many cats come from one cat if you leave it unaltered and free. That's why we have cat feral cat populations. That's the reason, and it's all it takes is you, the responsible person, to have your cat neutered or spayed. It only costs a few $100. And if you can't afford that, then you really don't belong having a pet because pets are expensive. They are expensive. They do. You have to understand that when you go to get a pet, they're going to cost you money. I mean, just having a dog. When we got Oz is over a year old now. When we got Oz, the startup cost, I call it startup cost. The startup cost of having a dog is close to $500 for shots, the vet visit, and they have to have their shots. They need to have their rabies, their distemper. They need to have their parvo. Parvo is really big. You don't want your dog getting parvo. That is such a nasty disease. So yeah, you have to remember when you have an animal, they cost money. They do. So have that in your head before you get a dog or a cat or anything. Today on X, we've got Cruz. Cruz is scheduled to be destroyed on April the 2nd. Cruz is a cute little dog. Let's see where he's at. Where you at, buddy? Cruz is I'm trying. Here we go with people that don't post where they're at. It says, please adopt me, but we don't have an address. People are they drive me crazy sometimes. Pledge rescue to buy time. Yeah, that's exactly right, but where is this dog? I'm going to write a comment to this person, say, where the heck is the information? There's no information here at all. Retry. Maybe my X is having a problem. I don't know what's going on. It says that he's there. Cruz. Okay. This is ridiculous. Every time. Every time. Let's go back to the post. You were scheduled on 2/2. You're everything you asked for, blah, blah, blah. Let me see here. It doesn't say where he's at. I'm going to write them a thing here. You watch this. I'm just going to do this while I'm here because I'm going to lose it if I don't. It would help if you actually, I gotta spell that right, actually
This village smells like...
said where this dog is at.
Is that a thing?
Dummy. Alright, so Cruz is there. I'm going to repost it, but I have no clue. That is, yeah, that kind of ticks me off a little bit. Anyway, we have got Gabby. Gabby live with dogs in her home. Gabby is at NYC ACC, not a place to be, in Queens. She is a German Shepherd, ID number 248056. That is for Gabby at Queens. She's beautiful, beautiful girl. German Shepherd. Lived with dogs in her own home before her owner decided to surrender her. Doesn't say why. I'm sure it's some, who knows. Don't know why the owner surrendered. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I'm not going to say why because I don't know. Um, uh, I'm telling you. NYCACC has destroyed the NY, or has destroyed Triton. 3 years old. What a horrible place. He looked like a Great Dane mixed pup. Says beautiful Triton, a 3-year-old underweight stray, was killed on day 10 by NYCACC. Darted by police, terrified at ACC. We knew nothing about him because there were only notes for 3 days while at ACC. Did they do anything to help him? Of course not. There are a bunch of ghouls, so this is for you, Triton, buddy. I'm sorry that they failed you. NYCC is a bunch of murdering, disgusting ghouls. We have Ricky at NYCACC, 10 months old. He is ID number 247063. And it doesn't, let's see where he's at. Where you at, bud? Ricky. He looks like a brindle pup. Ricky is at Queens. 247063 is his ID. He is a brindle colored, looks like a lab mix of some sort. Very handsome fellow. And they have a lot of dogs there and cats that need out. If you could please share Ricky. All right. And let's see. We have, what else do we have? We have a 3-year-old St. Bernards looking for their forever home. Barry and Biscuit, where are they at? It looks like it says Dubai. I'm sorry, but I don't think I can. I'm going to share them, but I think that's a little bit out of the way. Yeah, we've got Dubai. I think that's going to be it for today, everyone. Might have one more here. Let's see. This always takes so long because these people don't post the information. Again, another one that doesn't have any information posted. I don't understand why you people post these things and don't put down. Oh, it looks like this one was destroyed too. So NYCACC is such a horrible place. I don't know why Mayor Mamdani, whatever his name is, doesn't do something to regulate these animal shelters. That's the thing I liked about Curtis Sliwa. He was ready to overhaul the NYCACC system if he became mayor. Every other mayor so far has turned a blind eye to these places that kill these young, healthy dogs without even they don't even try to adopt them. You know, that's the problem with NYCACC. They don't do anything. They collect money. They sit on their huge butts. And they don't do anything for the animals. They even let animals suffer. Animals that are injured, animals that are sick, they don't bother treating them. They just say, you know what, we're going to put them out of their misery anyway. So why bother helping them? Why mend that broken leg? You know? And that's the mentality of the people that are at NYCACC. And I know people don't like me saying that, but you know what? If you don't like me saying it, you ain't got to be on this channel, man. Go find someone else. Find someone that's going to kiss your butt, because it's not going to be me. It's not going to be me. So, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to sit here and whisper sweet nothings in your ear and tell you that life is great. Life is got some good aspects to it. But there is this that we have to deal with. And it's because of people that have turned a blind eye to these kinds of situations is the reason why it still exists in this world. People just go and they bury their heads in the sand instead of dealing with the problem. I'm here to deal with the problem. I'm trying to. Because NYC, ACC, and places like it across the country need to be regulated. They need to be overhauled. People that own animals need to be charged with crimes if they're abusing their animals instead of just slapping them on the wrist. No, we don't learn from being passive. Unfortunately, that's not the way the world works. We don't learn from being passive, okay? We don't learn from being apathetic. We learn from diving in and doing, and that's that's the problem. Most people don't want to do anything. They want to bury their heads in the sand. So that's the way it goes, and then innocent animals die because of it, and that's the tragic truth. So sorry, it's not going to be one of those happy, whatever Wednesdays, but it is what it is. We have to get the truth out there. We have to start doing something to help and stop, looking only as far as our own front yards. You have to look beyond your own front yard. You have to help something besides yourself, and that's the problem. Most people aren't willing to do that. Most people aren't willing to do anything but unless it gives them some kind of gain, whether it be financial or anything, whether it be work related, whether it be home related, as long as they're gaining. But sometimes you have to put out there, and you have to say, I might not gain something from this, but you are eventually gonna gain from it because you're helping save lives. So that's the soapbox for this week, folks. I only come out here once a week, so we can talk and we can be okay with it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the dogs today. Please make sure you share, do your part, and help out the animals that need help. They're not gonna get it from anyone unless you try and help them out and get them out of these shelters and these I don't even call them shelters anymore. I call them kill pits because they're not really shelters. A shelter is a place that if you look at the term shelter, a shelter is a place for safety and security and to keep you from harm. These are kill pits, and they don't keep these animals from harm for very long. They kill them. So I call them kill pits. They're not shelters. So the NYCACC kill pit is what we're talking about. And I feel bad for Triton. Triton was a beautiful dog, and they killed him for no reason. A beautiful, healthy, young dog. So it pisses me off, but that's the way the world works right now, unfortunately. Thank you all for watching. I wish it wasn't on such a upsetting note that I'm ending on, but I'm going to end it that way because sometimes the truth has to just be said. It just does. And I wish you all it's hard to say, I wish you all a wonderful Wednesday now. Hope you all have a great Wednesday. Have a magical day. I'm going to see you back here. We'll play some more games. I'm not sure. I mean, Star Wars really isn't that popular on this channel. I have kind of like an older crowd, and some of them don't like Star Wars. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't do a lot of gaming anymore, so this might be it until Monday. We'll see. We'll see what brings. So Allie and I have a show this weekend, so it's gonna be a very busy weekend. I might come back with some game or another, but no promises. If not, I will see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend and enjoy the first day of spring. Get outside. Have some fun and enjoy the weather. I will see. Be the best human being that you can be, by the way. Don't be as good as you're going to be tomorrow, but be better than you were yesterday. I'm going to see you all in the next video real soon.